None of us are stupid enough to actually wife up a wig wearer. So the more you ladies run around competing with each other, trying to get a man, you're actually competing with each other on who can repel the man the most.
Hello and welcome back to the Black Guy Podcast, one and all. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, I make commentary on, well, whatever I want to. And this particular topic about women, black women's hair in particular, really had me going for a while. I thought this was going to be a really straightforward video where I was just going to talk about black women's hair. Talk about not just black women's hair, but talk about a live on another platform in which a group of men, 10 men deep, mind you, all men, spent hours discussing black women's hair and the backlash that they received from having done so. And in a previous iteration of this video, I suggested that such a such a discussion about hair uh, was more likely to come from a person who made hair their profession, like who are hairdressers or what have you. But I even came to the conclusion after a minute or so that even hairdressers don't spend hours upon hours discussing hair. You sit in a chair, you get your hair done. It either gets done or it doesn't get done. You pay and you move on. Even on social media, these women who are putting up these videos are getting paid to discuss the subject. But these men didn't appear to be getting paid for spending hours on end talking about black women's hair. And it got me to thinking. I had posted a video some time ago discussing how black women had to, not just here in the United States, but in Africa as well, but not so much in Africa, mostly here in the States and in the Western world, how we have to uh, navigate this world. And one of the ways we have to navigate this world is we have to check our hairstyles. And I was confused at how black men did not understand that. They never made the connection between how black women style their hair, wigs, weaves, etc., and how we navigate to the world through the world, navigate through the world. That our rise in education, our rise in workforce is because we have to coif ourselves. We have to straighten that hair. And a lot of us don't have the time it takes to really take care of natural hair. Natural hair is work. And it just struck me as funny that black men did not make that correlation between black women's hair and the white supremacy that they all whine about. So, again, here I am on the subject of hair. I'm not going to read this article because you know, you can read this article. But I just wanted to make a point about this article how black men who talk about hair are also subject to the same penalties that black women are under. I think I remember, I don't know, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but Kevin Samuels spoke about this before, and he was telling black men that they had to cut their hair and they had to, they had to be neat and clean. If you're going to rise in the corporate and you're going to be that high quality man, how you had to conduct yourself on an outward level, on an external level. And I remember he got a lot of fight from that. Oh my God. He got phone calls and he was really kind of feeling them off. They're like, why do we have to conform ourselves to what they want? Why can't we do what we want? And he was trying to explain to you all that the way you conduct yourself is how you rise in the industry to get the power to be what you want to be. But until you get that power, that social economic power, you can't make anybody conform to you. You have to conform to the powers that be. Case in example here, this young man. He has to conform to the school uh I'm sorry, to the school administrations about his hair. He can't, and it's a black high school, by the way, wear his hair the way he has it here in this picture. Okay? Look at his hair, natural hair. He can't wear his hair like that in the school. So what did they do? They suspended him and sent him to an alternative school. Now think about this from a woman's perspective. This is a young man, okay? Young man, I'll put the article in there. You can read it for yourself. It's not very long. At a black high school, by the way. All right. He's suspended from school for wearing his hair in a natural way. Now think about this. Black women, single, got to get a job, got to work, got to put food on the table, roof over heads, pay cars, all that kind of stuff. Even for the simplest jobs, we have to be groomed, well groomed. If we're not well groomed, we can be turned away from a job. I've been turned away from a job if things just weren't right because they can do this to you. And the reason why they can do this to you, black men, is because you don't have any economic power. And instead of fighting us, black women, about how we wear our hair and having these long ass discussions on multiple platforms, you should be fighting the white supremacy that keeps us from wearing our natural hair in the first place. But y'all not going to do that. You're going to sit up here and take it out on black women. Like we're promoting white supremacy. We're trying to get to a point in our lives where we can have economic and social freedom to be what we want to be and be who we want to be. Anyhow, this is a long way of introducing a video I made on TikTok by the sociologist, Dr. Zita, a Ghana-born woman who just explained everything I just said in a more articulate way, I would say. And I just wanted to share this video because I think it's important. I don't know how many of you are going to listen to this or how many of you are going to be in the comments or whatever, but I think it's important for you to understand when you sit here and you criticize black women's hair, you're not criticizing us alone because you are involved in that same situation. And the frustrations that black women feel is that you want all of this stuff from us. You want our hair to be natural. You want this to be this, and you want that to be that. But you're not willing to get out there and fight economically so that we can have the pleasure of being, what is it, feminine, fit, and friendly? That we can wear our hair natural. I really want you to share this because excuse me, I really wanted to share this video because I wanted you to hear Dr. Zita talk about how she felt as a person born in Africa and how hopefully open your eyes to see that it's not just about hair. It's about something deeper culturally. And how disconnected you all are when you sit here and talk about black women's hair the way you do.
It is not only Black American women that bow to the standard of wearing wigs. It is Black people in general. You see, Black people, we do not have any power. We do not have economic power, and we do not have systemic power. Racism is about systemic power, and Black people, we do not have it. So it doesn't matter. You can go like, oh, I want to wear my natural hair, and it will go against you. You will lose economically, and you will not be able to forge ahead in your career. Even Michelle Obama, who was the First Lady of America, toed the line and presented a look that was Eurocentric. She always wore different extensions that gave her the Eurocentric look. So did her daughters. And Chimamanda, Nigerian feminist, said it. If Michelle Obama had natural hair, Barack Obama would not be president. Even on the African continent, the more your appearance as a woman is in close proximity to Eurocentric standards, the better you are likely to do in life. So it is not about taking affirmative action and saying, oh, we are not going to do this. If you do that, you will be penalized for it and you will not move ahead in your career. And also, you will miss out on many life chances. So this is a good question, but it is an opportunity for us as Black people to reflect. Because at the end of the day, the reason why we continuously remain under oppression is because we lack economic power and we lack systemic power. I hope and pray that critical race theory can be taught in schools, not just in North America, but I also think in Africa, because most people in Africa do not have an accurate understanding of the concept of race. And I say this because I was born and raised in Ghana, West Africa. When I was in Ghana, I never knew I was Black. I mean, in terms of what it means to be Black and navigate the world as a Black person, I did not know that and I did not understand that until I came to North America. Then I realized I am Black and I needed to move in a certain way if I wanted to move ahead and gain many opportunities in life. My name is Dr. Zita. I am a sociologist. I only bring the facts. Guess what? Hit the follow button.
Hello. So you heard the videos, right? You heard my opinion, my opening statement, and you heard Dr. Zita talk about how hair, Black women's hair, is important to us in navigating this world. I am convinced that Black men are definitely out of touch when it comes to Black Americans. I can't say if it's self-loathing or self-hate. I just think there's a total detachment of what it's like to be Black. You don't have the Black woman experience, because if you did, if you really wanted a Black woman, the things you talk about, the subjects you talk about, the time you spend talking on Black women's hair, like hours talking about Black women's hair and the styles, you would find better focuses to understanding Black women and understanding us in this culture. But see, you don't do that. And at the risk of repeating myself, y'all always whine and cry about, oh, we were 300 years a slave. Oh, white supremacy. Oh. But then when it really comes down to it, you don't really want that. And I was always one of those people who was convinced that maybe, well, I don't know what I was convinced of, to be honest with you. But now I'm beginning to see that maybe you are just a bunch of men who live in a fantasy, because you are obviously disconnected from reality. Obviously. This young man in this picture here on this article, and I'm going to put the article in the description so you can read it for yourselves. Okay? This is a Black school. All right? So, even though it is a Black school, they're trying to prepare Black men and women to go forth in the world, because we know how the world works. We understand how it works. But instead of you all trying to change that, you're still sitting here talking about what Black women, the negativities, as if this is our fault. And the reason why we're turned to you is because you want to be leaders in the community. You want to be followed. But the problem is you're not going anywhere. So this is why nobody cares about what you think when it comes to Black women's hair. Women are going to do what they need to do. We're going to wear our weaves. We're going to wear our wigs. And y'all are going to be the ones who have the epidemic of loneliness, not us. Anyway, I spent longer on this video than I had intended. But like I said, I'm going to leave the links in the description. You can go read up on them yourself on the hair, the Crown Act, which is not everywhere, does not protect all Black folks all across the country, only in 13 states. Which means, yes, this young man can definitely be expelled from school because the Crown Act isn't in his state. And instead of fighting for that, you want to sit up here on these podcasts and be losers. And I've already said this. Because it just aggravated me so that y'all sat here for hours and talked about one. And it's still the subject. It's still a subject. A bald-headed guy who doesn't deal with his hair on a daily basis is telling other people not to wife up a woman with wigs. If y'all listening to this, I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, tell me what you think about Dr. Zeta. Tell me what you think about the whole hair thing. I'm interested in knowing. I know y'all going to come in the comments. You always do. Y'all have some crazy, wonky comments. But like, share, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.